Today's guest on Cyberbytes the podcast spent 10 years building Claroty to over 100 million ARR before bursting out of stealth with his new venture following a 12 million seed round 2 weeks ago. Benny Porat, CEO and co-founder of Twine Security, joined me to talk about the lessons from that decade journey and how his team at Twine are fundamentally changing the way security should be tackled. I'm Oliver Legg from Aspiron Search. Enjoy the show. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome Benny Porat, the CEO and co-founder of Twine Security. How's it going, Benny?
Great, Ollie. Thank you. Well, good. It's dark outside already, but actually it's still early. It's a great day so far. Thank you.
Good
How's you?
stuff. And there was me thinking that Israel was summertime and long evenings all year round.
We wish for basically we have this downtime as well. Unfortunately, no real rain, but it's like we don't have the sun anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm very surprised that this is your first ever podcast that you've been a guest of, and yeah, it's a pleasure to be your very first host in what I'm sure will be a string of great episodes across the life of Twine. So for people that might not be aware of you already, it would be awesome for you to just give a bit of a kind of rundown of who you are and kind of what your career has been so far and where you are today.
Right, sure. Thank you. So basically, yes, it's my first podcast. I was lucky until now that someone else did it for me. I'm 37 years old. I'm based in Israel. I have 4 kids, married for the last 13 years. Actually, today is my anniversary. And actually, I got to know it because my father sent a WhatsApp message to the family group and say congratulations. So when I got home, I would find out what happened. But so this is my personal life. In my background for professional life, I've been in computer science and cyber all of my life. Start really early in the university, then go to the 8200 unit in the Israeli IDF. After that, some small startup, and then I was the founder of Claroty and CTO over there. I did that for 8 years. It was amazing time together with amazing partners, Amir and Galina. And there I was very lucky because Galina really liked to be in podcast. So she took all the opportunity and I was very happy with that. And basically retired. Been some time home with the kids, with my wife. Really fast understood that they are getting much better when I'm not at home. And decide to do it again here at Twine.
Yeah, exciting stuff. I was joking that this was my first podcast as well.
Seems like this.
And really eager to dig into the time with Claroty because a decade of building one of the most well-known and one of the most significant OT security businesses is a journey that I'm really eager to learn more about. But first of all, would love to talk a bit about Twine. Because you guys literally announced your seed raise, what, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, two weeks ago tomorrow. Fantastic lead investors with Dell Technologies Capital and 1011 Ventures. And you seem to have this pretty unique approach to kind of tackling the security workforce through AI employees. So where did the founding story of Twine come from?
So actually it started really early. It started in Claroty days, like even before Claroty. There is something very, it's maybe not good to say it, but there is something very naive inside me. And like from early days from whenever I know myself in cybersecurity domain, I really want and believe that I can solve the problem. And solving the problem, let's fix the cybersecurity problem. I know it's very naive. And this is what led me actually to start Claroty. Like basically it was all crazy idea about how can we like catch every attacks in the world basically. And then I was very lucky to meet Amir. And Amir actually put some sense on me and actually focused on us in the ICS environment, the ICS domain. But it's all the time, this was all the time in me, like I want to solve the problems. And in the Claroty days, in the early days, I was my background is very techy. Okay, it's all about reverse engineering, coding, all of that stuff. And we did crazy stuff from technology perspective. Like, and I remember I cannot share the name because it's like I'm not sure we like it. But one of the early customers of Claroty is a great friend. It's a great CISO friend that I keep a relationship with him. And I remember the demo, and we did a great demo presenting a very cool technology that we present to him. And in reality, I spoke with him after 6 years after he bought the product. And I asked him, like, you never really use all of these features. Like, why did you bought it? Like, why did we present you a demo? It was great technology, really not usable. First, why you didn't say anything? Second, why buy it? Doesn't make any sense. And his answer was very, very surprising, actually. It was like, Benny, look, I saw what you're doing. I say, wow, they are crazy tech guys. They know that they're great at technology. They're not in the right direction, but they will figure it out someday. And this is like basically summarize my first days in Claroty. It was all about tech. Let's do crazy stuff, catch all the attacks in the world. But really fast, I realized, or we realized, that tech will not solve it. Like, even if we find a specific line of code that run the controller that's being changed, if our user will not know how to use it, they will not going to have the right process around it, they will not have the right talent around it, it will never work. And I think this happened, like this realization happened after like a year and a half in Claroty. And then basically for around 6 years, I tried to push the line and help from the Claroty side for our customer to actually do great execution and actually to solve the problem. And I realized it's not possible from the tool side, from the vendor side. And this is what drive me to Twine. Like basically, it's like I speaking about 8 years ago already, of the thinking about how can we really solve the execution problem from the customers, and now we can really bridge between the people, the process, and technology to work really well together to actually achieve the customer objectives. Unfortunately, today what we are seeing in the market is what I like to call tool-centric program. Basically, people have so many tools and they're just trying to figure out what to do with them. And it's really rare that actually they are answering the real objectives.
And so how, talk me through this kind of having essentially an AI employee to tackle. I know you're focused on IAM initially.
Mm-hmm.
How does that actually work?
The AI, it's magic, right? This is what everyone said. No, it's like, look, at the end, AI, it's amazing, and it's opened us a lot of opportunity into the future, but it's not magic. In order to really generate and be able to generate execution and be very impactful for our customers, we must have the deep expertise, and this is basically what we are focusing on. We're focusing to understand the real pain of the problem of the customers, why it's very difficult to do execution, and we're identifying the key skill sets that required from the employee, like a regular employee. Think about it. You are hiring an employee, you have problems. You need to identify the right skills, the right knowledge that you need to have. And this is the focus where what we are basically developing. So it's not Twine is not an AI magic. Twine was in my mind 8 years ago, before the AI hype. AI hype is enabling us to do it in an efficient way. Beside AI, it will take forever to build a company like Twine. It will take forever to build our first model, Alex. It will take like forever to build the MVP version. But with AI, with the ability to automatically customize a different workflow, automatically customize the specific skills, the specific products in an efficient way, this is what makes the GA of the product in 6 months. Otherwise, it will not be possible.
Is the goal essentially to build Twine with multiple different kind of agents or multiple different AI employees to tackle every aspect of security, or what are you thinking in terms of the product roadmap there?
So in a nutshell, the answer is yes. We want to fix the problem. We want to fix the cyber problem, not the IAM problem.
Mm.
IAM is just part of it. And in my vision, or the way I see it going, at the end today, one of the big barriers to do really good execution in the cybersecurity domain is the fact that there's a lot of dependencies. Is the fact that if in 10 years ago, when you were an identity expert and like you were expert in identity, but it was easy for you to understand also the other domain because it was still narrow. Today, there is so many tools in all different space. So becoming an expert in just one discipline, it's very difficult, but becoming an expert in all disciplines, it's not possible anymore. And you must, in order to do real execution, you must make them work together. Because for different events, different incidents that are happening, you need to take different measurement, different action, and it's not going to be just in one discipline in cybersecurity like the IAM. You need to find who is the best one to do it. Today, it's not really possible for us to manage it like this because it's different team, different skill set, and they don't understand each other. At the moment that we'll be able to build digital humans that will be expert, each one of them in the different disciplines, and they will know really well how to work together, it's unlock a lot of opportunity to really, and again, it's my inside naive side, to really get 100% security.
And how do you envisage customers kind of adopting the tool in regards to their existing security team? Are you envisaging this replacing real human security professionals, or will it just assist the existing and future security teams that your customers have and employ?
It's a journey. We don't need to replace anyone. There is enough work for everyone, and unfortunately today, the shortage in talent is huge. Every company has so much workload that you just cannot get to them. We are speaking with like a lot of customers. So unfortunately I cannot share names, but they're just telling us, look, we have this problem that's sitting here forever. Every year we see it, like specifically in IAM, it's about cleanup. They have so much data that they cannot clean. They don't understand what they are, and they don't know how to approach it. And basically they keep pushing it year after year, and they understand the risk, but you just cannot imagine how to build a project with the existing resource to actually handle it. So I don't see it replacing anyone in the near future. There is enough work for everything. But of course, 10 years from now, the cybersecurity team is going to look different. A year from now, I believe every cybersecurity team in the world wants more help, and Alex is a great helper for everyone.
And could it eventually, well, I guess could it, and then is this the goal, are two separate questions, but could this ultimately be a standalone security product for an SMB business, for example, where they have a very, very light, real human security team, and they do rely almost solely on Twine?
It's not our focus. We are mainly targeting large enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
The way we are building the product, and maybe I will take a step back. The most important thing today in building an AI execution product, it's all about generate the trust and prove the ability to execute. And this is what we are investing a lot of energy to do so. And if we go to a lower market with the SMB, I'm not sure this is the two important thing. It's a little bit different. So I'm sure there is opportunity over there, but right now it's not the focus point for Twine.
Yeah, that can be Twine Mark II. And rewinding to Claroty, so you wrote a pretty inspiring post a couple of weeks ago, and I've got a few of the stats that you put on there on my screen. And you wrote, I'm paraphrasing, but you wrote the 10 years of building Claroty, which equated to 27% of your life, 76% of your marriage, and 95% of your time as a father. And you described Claroty as being your fifth child. And how did it feel to step away from a company that you did view as being your fifth child? What was that moment actually like, and how do you feel about that after reflecting with some time away?
So, it's like, I'm not sure it's called step away, and I'm still young and my kids are young. Like my firstborn is 10 and a half. But I imagine, and I didn't been there yet, but I imagine it's very similar to the state that your kids are grown up and live in the house. You
Mm,
will, I will, there will ever will be my child. We will ever be close to each other, but there is times that they need to grow themselves. And you can just watch, you can give suggestion. They will sometimes will not listen to you, unfortunately. But it's like this is the opportunity to shine. So it's like it's tough. Uh, it's not trivial, but it's not stepping away. I will be always Claroty will always be my child.
mm. You saw it through such a significant period. I mean, you grew it. I mean, you surpassed, was it $100 million ARR mark that
Mm.
Claroty surpassed earlier on this year?
Mm.
So you saw it through such a significant period of growth.
Mm.
What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome that going on to your second venture you hope that you've learned from? What were the most significant moments that you look back on and see as that challenge?
Yeah, I will start with the good thing at Claroty, and I think it's very important to do it here as well. At the end, and this is my number one lesson now, successful company equals a good team. This is the number one thing. It doesn't matter what you do, it matter with who you do it. And this is the most important thing. In Claroty, I was lucky, and we built an amazing team that worked together for a lot of years. And this is the first thing that I'm thinking about all the time in Twine. How can we build the best team? How can we make sure that we have the right culture in place? How can we make sure that we all align and work into the same goal? I think this is the number one thing that any person that's trying to build something, this is what you need to do. Making
Mm.
sure that you have the right team with him. Other challenges in Clarity, I think, one lesson learned is that you need to understand product in the first day and not just to be a tech guy and not doing crazy technology just for fun. It did well over there, but now we are a little bit more mature. So I think this is very, very important. And I think it's the customers. At the end, it's a journey. It's a very long journey, and you need good people together with you to be successful. And good people is the people that doing it with you, is the people that do it for them. And you need to be aligned with them. You need to be really listen to them, and you need to make them. It's not like just making feel to make them part of your journey, because your success is their success, and their success is your success. Uh, so the right customer, the right design partners in the early days is crucial. So I think this is a very important piece. But in the same time, you need to be, you need to be balanced. Like I think like one of the things that I was not great in the Claroty days in the beginning is like taking things into perspective. At the end, when you are in the day to day and you're working hard on every different customers, on every different version, there is all the times messed up, and there is all the time crisis that you need to fix, and it's challenging. And I think that in a retro, I want to take them less seriously and to know how to celebrate more the success between all of this crisis. And this is what I will try to do better in Twine.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
look at the bigger picture. And you talked rightly so about the correct team and the founding team obviously being critical in that. And I don't know two of your co-founders, but I know Omri well, and I know Colin well in your founding team as well. And when it comes to like the investor side, you've managed to secure two top tier investors for your Series A, sorry, your seed raise, and then some pretty notable kind of high profile angel investors as well. I would expect that having an ex VC as part of the team with Omri makes that simpler in some ways. But how did you find the funding process for this seed raise? Kind of slightly coming off the back of the more difficult macroeconomic time that we've been through.
I think it's actually come back to the team, and your investors are part of your team. And I think for us, when we did this journey, it was not looking for the brand, and it was about the people. The first thing that you need to find is great investors, get people that you want to be part in your journey. Because at the end, the investors are very important in the company. Your board is very important in the company. And yes, it's going to be very easy in the board when everything is great, but sometimes everything are not great, and then it's less fun. But you want people that you want in your board, in your investor, you want people that you really trust and you appreciate their opinion. So it's not about make them feel they're part of your journey. It's making them part of your journey. And you need to find the right investors that you want them to be part of your journey. And this is what all about in the process for us, like looking for the right people that we want with us. And the brand, good people tend to be in great brands. So it's coming along with that. But it's not the first priority. So it's like this was all about in the funding process.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't expect any names if any do come to mind. But when it came to Claroty's various funding rounds, did you ever look back at any of the specific investors that you let come in and regret letting them come in? Were there ever instances where you wish you hadn't taken money from specific companies?
I think Claroty overall it was good. We don't have any investors that was bad. All investors overall were great. We don't need to mention them, but it's like some investors deliver more than we expected, and some investors deliver less. But at the end, and I'm not sure investor going to hear it, but I guess they know it. Like most of the investors at the end, like the brand and the company, are sitting in the middle when they are not providing value, but also not doing any harm. Of course, what you really want is to find the ones that generate a lot of value, and it's more important to avoid the ones that actually doing any harm for you. So I think like in Claroty, you're lucky. Most of them actually provide real value, and some was a little bit maybe less, but nobody actually provided any harm. So I'm not regretting anyone.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, hopefully the same for Twine over the years as well. And so we're sitting here in, I mean, very nearly the end of 2024. You've literally just come out of stealth with the seed round. What should people be excited about for Twine?
I think there is a real opportunity today to change the way cybersecurity works. At the end, the status quo of cybersecurity must be changed at some point. We all see that the workload is just becoming harder and harder and harder. There is more and more work to do. We all see that there is not enough people to do the work. We all see that the threats are increasing. Something needs to change in this dynamic to one point or another. And I believe, and what we see in the market today is like, the battle between the best of breeds and the platforms, and people are trying basically to optimize on ease of use and less of security. And it cannot continue like this for a long time. It must be changed. And I believe Twine is in a perfect position to change it. I believe that the world needs a change. The world needs to find a way to actually bridge the gap of the talents, to actually help organizations to better execute and to actually able to execute their tasks. And Twine right now is in the perfect position to deliver that.
Well, given your background and given the founding team's background, I've got no doubt that if it's going to happen, it's going to be you guys that execute on it. So, look, wishing you the utmost best luck for the future, and really looking forward to following the journey and supporting you and the team through it as well.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks, Benny. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed today's show, please like and share with your friends and colleagues, as this is really important for the show's reach. If you'd like to be our next guest or are interested in Aspiron Search's staffing solutions, please get in touch directly with me or reach out to us via our website www.aspironsearch.com.